Hello class, good day. For this part, we will be discussing analytic geometry. But first, what is the meaning of analytic geometry? It deals with geometric problems using coordinate system, thereby converting it into algebraic problems. So, si Rene Descartes is regarded as the founder of analytic geometry by introducing coordinate systems on 1637. So, rectangular coordinate system, or also known as Cartesian coordinate system, is something like this, no? So point O is the origin and has coordinate which is 0, 0. The x-coordinate or abscissa is always measured from the y-axis, while the y-coordinate or ordinate is always measured from the x-axis. So the point P, for example, here, we have point P. Ayan. So what that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from our y-axis, which is our abscissa, 5. The next one is 1, 2, 3 from our x-axis, which is our ordinate, which is 3. So therefore, this point, which is point P, is 5, 3. Okay, so take note, class, we have two kinds of coordinate system. First one is this one, which is rectangular coordinate system, and the second one is the polar coordinate system, which will be discussed later. Okay, so next one is the distance formula, or also known as the distance between 2 points. So for example, class, we have 1 point, ayan, and we have our second point. So here we have x sub 1 and y sub 1 as the coordinates of this first point, and x sub 2 and y sub 2 for the coordinate of the second point. So how to measure po yung ating distance between the 2 points? So ang concept lang po niyan is Pythagorean theorem. So for example, here we will draw a triangle which is x sub 1, or again, that is x sub 2 minus x sub 1, which is the measurement of this length, and y sub 2 minus y sub 1, which is the measurement of this length. So therefore, again, using the Pythagorean theorem, this is our distance d, diba? So therefore, our formula is d is equivalent to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So, saan po yan galing? For example, lagyan natin dito ng A. This is our B. And this is our hypotenuse. Kumbaga. So, as we all know, sa ating Pythagorean theorem, that hypotenuse squared is equivalent to A squared minus B squared. So, therefore, dyan derive yung ating distance formula. Okay? So, next formula is distance between 2 points in space. For example, we have 2 or more coordinates, or shall I say axis, kumbaga, no? So we have x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So paano naman din kunin yung ating distance for that one? For example, we have first point, which is x sub 1, y sub 1, and z sub 1. Then our second point, which is x sub 2, y sub 2, and z sub 2. So same lang po kanina, we will be using our distance formula, or yung ating Pythagorean theorem na formula in deriving this formula. So same pa din, x sub 2, no? That is, the distance is equivalent to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared plus z sub 2 minus z sub 1 squared. Sir, we have a question. For example, nabaliktad. Or for example, yung x sub 2 muna na treat is baliktad. Okay lang po yan, class, because as you can see, squared tayo. So even though na negative yung lalabas sa answer mo, if squared mo is magiging positive pa din. So, dapat lang na consistent ka, okay lang na baliktad. Okay, so next thing is our slope of a line. M. So, for example, we have a line. For example, we have a line. And then, hahanapin po natin yung slope, which is yung rise over run. Diba? So, for example, this is our slope. So, ito yung ating phi na tinatawag. So, paano po siya kunin? That is, tangent phi is equivalent to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So for example, we have our first point and second point. This is our x sub 1, y sub 1. And this is our x sub 2 and y sub 2. Diba? So, hahanapin natin si phi, that is just its formula. So, since m or ating slope is equivalent to tangent phi, so therefore, m is also equivalent to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, yan yung tinatawag natin na rise over run. Yan. So, rise yung pag-angat natin, then run is yung papunta sa right natin na distance. So, for example, we have parallel lines. So, if you will compare two lines, if matatawag natin na yung dalawang line are parallel if they have the same m or slope. Ibig sabihin ng parallel, if you will extend this one up until infinite, hindi sila mag-intersect. That is parallel lines, no? So, parallel silang dalawa. So, how about perpendicular lines? So, for example, we have two lines, first line and second line. Matuturing po sila na perpendicular lines if they intersect. Ibig sabihin, mag-igo sila, no? That is 90 degrees. Ayan. If natatamaan yung ating first line, yung ating second line into 90 degrees na angle. So that is called as perpendicular lines. So what is the relationship between their slope if ganyan? So ang slope natin ng 2, m2 is equivalent to the reciprocal of our m1. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng reciprocal is gawin mo lang 1 over m1. So for example, the slope of m1 is 5, so gagawin mo lang 1 over 5. So that is the slope of our m2. Okay, so let us proceed. How about if we have two lines, then hindi sila parallel, hindi din sila perpendicular. We have line 2 and line 1. Hahanapin po natin yung ating phi. Diba? The angle between them. So, ang formula ng class is tangent phi is equivalent to the slope of our line 2 minus slope of our line 1 divided by 1 plus slope of our line 2 multiplied by the slope of our line 1. So, m2 and m1 are slopes of our line 2 and 1 respectively. So, pakisulat lahat ng formulas because we will be using that one for our examples mamaya. Okay? So, how about this one? Distance between a point and a line. So, ang ibig sabihin po dito is, for example, we have a line. Ayan, ito yung line natin and we have a point. Sir, anong ibig sabihin ng point na yan papunta sa line? Pwede bang kahit saan? Hindi po. So, ang ibig sabihin po dito is the closest distance of this point papunta sa line na to. So, ano po yung closest distance niya? That is a perpendicular distance. So, pag mag-drawing tayo ng eto papunta dito, which is another distance, distance 2. But if that is not perpendicular, ibig sabihin pag hindi siya 90 degrees, that is not the closest distance. So eto, may drawing tayo that is perpendicular. No? Ibig sabihin ng drawing na to or symbol na to is perpendicular, which is 90 degrees. So the formula for that one is equivalent to A, x sub 1, plus b, y sub 1 plus c divided by positive or negative square root of a squared minus b squared. So take note, use positive dito, class, if b is positive and the point is above or right of the line. So titingnan mo yung ating value ng b, pag positive siya, then yung ating point is above or right the line. For example, we have a line, then yung point natin is above, nasa taas or nasa right side, no? So, baliktad. So, ganyan, then nandito sa right side, kumbaga. So, above siya. So, if positive if B is negative and the point is below or left the line. So for example, we have another line, then nasa sa below, then nasa left na side. Okay lang din yun siya. Okay? So mamaya, we will discover kung paano talaga siya kunin. Okay? So negative if hindi siya ganun, no? If kasalungat siya, kumbaga. Okay? So, next one is distance between two parallel lines. As we all know, no, pag parallel, ang ibig sabihin yan, if we have two lines that will not intersect even if i-extend mo siya until infinite. So, ibig sabihin, same yung kanilang, yes po, same kanina, same yung kanilang slope. So, the closest distance, yes po, that is dapat perpendicular sa ating lines. So we have here our first line, 1, and this is our second line, which is 2. So that is AX plus BY plus C1 is equivalent to 0. And this is AX plus BY plus C2, which is our line 2. So pag hahanapin po natin yung ating distance, which is perpendicular, that is equivalent to C1 minus C2 divided by plus or minus square root of A squared plus B squared. Okay, so let's proceed with our next formula. So for our next formula, this is called as division of line segment. So for example, class, we have a line, eto, then we have 2 points, which is x sub 1 and y sub 1, and this one is x sub 2 and y sub 2. So for example, we have a division. Ibig sabihin, dinivide daw natin into a certain part. We have first part, which is the distance R1, and second part, which is the distance R2. So let R1 and R2 be the corresponding ratio of its length to a total distance between 2 points. So for example, this is a distance. Sasabihin daw niya, this is 2/5 of the distance and this is 3/5 of the distance. So parang ganyan, kumbaga. So that is our R1 and R2. So paano kunin yung ating X and Y for that one? Or yung ating coordinates na hinahanap, which is X and Y. So makukuha natin si X, which is equivalent to X sub 1 multiplied by our R sub 2. So parang kabilaan, no? X sub 1 multiplied by R sub 2 plus X sub 2 multiplied by R sub 1 divided by R sub 2 plus R sub 1. Diba? So, next one, Y. For example, is equivalent to Y sub 1. Yan siya. Multiplied by R sub 2. So, magkabilaan. That is Y sub 2 multiplied by R sub 1 divided by R sub 2 plus R sub 1. So, for example, yung kaniyang pag-divide or division of our line is nasa midpoint. Ibig sabihin, nandito sa gitna daw yung ating R sub 2 and R sub 1. The formula for that one is, ayan, lagyan natin R sub 2 and R sub 1 is nasa gitna. Ang formula daw niya, class, is equivalent to X. Ayan, ito yung ating P, X, and Y. Ito yung hinahanap na point. X is equivalent to X sub 1 plus X sub 2 divided by 2. Then Y sub 1 plus Y sub 2 divided by 2. So parang hinati lang natin equally yung ating line. Okay. So next one is area by coordinates. So for example, we have a triangle. Hahanapin po natin yung area ng triangle. Ang binigay lang po sa atin is yung coordinates of that triangle. So for example, we have point 1, which is X sub 1 and Y sub 1. We have our point 2 of that triangle, which is X sub 2 and Y sub 2. And we have the point 3 of our triangle, which is X sub 3 and Y sub 3. So ang gagawin po natin na formula is X is equivalent to 1/2 of our absolute value, kumbaga, no, of our X, the ratio of our X sub 1 over Y sub 1 multiplied by, or ilagay lang natin dito, no, plus term muna natin, X sub 2 over Y sub 2, then X sub 3 over Y sub 3. Then, copy lang natin yung first one, which is X sub 1 and y sub 1. So next thing that you need to do is 1/2. Ayan. Then, i-cross multiply mo lang siya. Ganyan, ganito, and ganito. Papunta dito, papunta dito, papunta dito. So, ang ibig sabihin po niyan is x sub 1 multiplied by y sub 2 plus x sub 2 multiplied by y sub 3. Ayan. Plus x sub 3 multiplied by y sub 1. So, minus, next thing is yung sa baba papuntang taas. That is y sub 1 multiplied by x sub 2, y sub 2 multiplied by x sub 3 plus y sub 3 multiplied by x sub 1. Ayan. So, next thing is equation of the lines. So, lahat ng equations na we have different kind of equations of our line. So, first thing is yung tinatawag natin na general equation. So, here, we have the drawing. We have our y-axis and x-axis. For example, class, we have a line, which is this one. Ayan, yung line natin. So, alam natin kanina, this is our origin. That is 0, 0. Diba? Then, this one is our x-intercept, which is from our y-axis papunta sa point na to. X-intercept. Then, papunta, no? This is our x-axis papunta sa point na to. That is our y-intercept. So, our general equation for this line, or for this line, is ax plus by plus c is equivalent to 0. So, how about if we are talking about point-slope form? No, yung point tsaka yung slope, that is y minus y sub 1 is equivalent to m multiplied by x minus x sub 1. So, ano yung ibig sabihin yan? For example, we have here x sub 2 and y sub 2, and this is our x sub 1 and y sub 1. So, therefore, i-substitute mo lang siya. Y, for example, here we have 5. Hindi yan siya 5. Sige, 5, then 0. Ito is 0 and 6. So, therefore, if point-slope form yung gagawin natin dito, y minus y sub 1 natin is ito na lang gawin natin, no? Ito na part. For example, y sub 1 is 0, is equivalent to m. Then x minus x sub 1 natin is 5. So, ito yung form niya. Kumbaga, pwede din gamitin natin to. Dapat consistent lang. Y minus 6 yung ating y sub 2. M multiplied by x minus x sub 2 natin is 0. Ayan. For example, we have a point here sa gitna. For example, ang klasa, we have 2 and sa taas niya is 3. So, ang point slope form niya, class, is y minus y natin, which is 3, is equivalent to m multiplied by x minus x natin is 2. Ayan. So, that is the example for that one. Next one is tinatawag natin na slope-intercept form. Ibig sabihin, ma-highlight yung ating slope, which is our m. That is y is equivalent to mx plus b. So, for example, ang binigay is general equation. All you need to do is to transfer everything to the other side. Diba? Then, i-divide mo ng b lahat sa other side para makuha yung ating m. So, therefore, dapat y lang yung nasa ating left part. Next one is yung ating two-point form. So, that is y minus y sub 1 is equivalent to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, parang ganito siya, class, pero naka-substitute yung ating two forms or 2 points. Then, last one is our intercept form. Our x-intercept and y-intercept, kumbaga. So, that is x over a plus y over b is equivalent to 1. Okay, so, let's have our first example. So, i-apply natin lahat ng ating natutunan kanina or lahat ng formulas natin kanina. So, our first example, sabi dito, find the distance between the points A, which is 4 and -3, and B, which is -2 and 5. So if we will graph that one, again, minsan you don't need to graph. Pero para mas maganda tingnan or para mas ma-solve natin to, i-graph muna natin siya, class. Okay? So here we have, ayan, yung graph niya. So we have -3, which is our point 1 or A. So ilagay natin dito point A. Ayan, wait lang. Lagyan natin A, and this is our point B, kumbaga. So ang hinahanap po natin dito, class, is yung ating distance from our point 1 to point 2. So take note kanina, using our distance formula that is equivalent to the square root of our x sub 2 minus x sub 1, then plus or squared, no? Then our y sub 2 minus our y sub 1 squared. So take note, class, again, sabi ko kanina, pwedeng baliktad. So pwedeng si y sub 2 to, or si point 2, pwede ding point 1 to. Don't worry, same pa rin yung lalabas. So for example here, this is our x sub 2 or point 2. So these are x sub 2 and y sub 2. This is our this is our x sub 1 and y sub 1. So, i-substitute lang po natin, class. Lagyan natin ng, ayan. So, our d is equivalent to the square root of x sub 2 natin is -2 minus x sub 1 is 4. Then squared plus our y sub 2, which is 5. Ayan, lagay natin 5 minus y sub 1, which is -3. So, you can use your calculator for this one. Wait lang. Sobra ano. Ayan. Straight natin para maganda tingnan. Ayan, and dito. Okay na yan. So, d is equivalent to square root of -2 minus 4. So, negative plus negative is also negative, no? Magiging -6, diba? Squared. Pwede din i-type mo sa calculator mamaya. Plus, eto is 5, negative and negative, magiging positive. So, 5 plus 3 squared, kumbaga. So, ilagay natin sa baba, d is equivalent to the square root of -6 squared. Okay, ilagay lang po muna natin. So, 5, negative is positive 3. Then, 5 plus 3 is 8 squared. So, therefore, ang answer po natin dyan is -6 squared is 36. Then, plus 8 times 8 is 64. Diba? So, square root. Lagyan natin. Distance is equivalent to 36 plus 64 is 100. Then, 100 squared is equivalent to 10 units. So, lagyan natin ng units kasi wala naman din siyang measurement. So, ibig sabihin ng units is units, no? Walang measurement. Okay. So, distance is equivalent to 10 units. That is our answer. So, yan, meron tayong nakatype dito na solution that is 10 units. Sir, paano po siya i-calculator na hindi na po siya imano-mano? Okay, so let us try to calculate this one using our calculator. Ayan, share screen ko siya, yung calculator natin. So, distance is equivalent to the square root, na doble, of our x sub 1, which is -2 minus 4 squared, then plus 5 minus, lagyan natin ng close parenthesis, -3, close parenthesis, then squared. So, that is equivalent to 10. So, gusto mo mano-mano yung kanina, if gusto mo na calculator kaagad. So, yun. Kumbaga. Okay? So, proceed tayo with our next example. Okay, so for our next example, class, we have if the distance between the points 3 and y Ibig sabihin, hindi natin alam yung ating y, no, na coordinate for our first point, and 8, 7 for our second point is 13, then y is equivalent to what? So, unknown yung ating isang point. So, solution natin dito, class, as we all know, so lagay natin dito, this is our point 1. Again, pwedeng baliktad. You just need to be consistent, and this is our point 2. So, as we all know, point 1 po natin, that is our x sub 1 and y sub 1. Then our point 2, which is equivalent to our x sub 2 and y sub 2. So, pwede na din natin hindi i-drawing, no? So, dapat alam lang natin yung formula. So, by using distance formula, that is equivalent to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared, then the square root of that one. Diba? Okay, so all we need to do is to substitute. So that is 3, then y, which is our unknown, then 8 and 7, kumbaga. Then distance natin, nakalagay dito is 13. So lahat ng to is i-distribute natin sa ating formula. That is, etong square root, pag ililipat natin to the other side, which is na-discuss na natin, no, sa mga other topics na naturo sa inyo ng mga other engineers natin. So, magiging d squared siya. Okay? So, parang nilipat lang natin to the other side. X squared minus x sub 1 squared plus y squared or y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So, ilagay natin. As you can see, binigay sa ating problem na 13 yung ating distance squared is equivalent to x sub 2 po natin is 8 minus x sub 1, which is 3 squared plus y sub 2 natin, class, is 7. Ayan, minus y sub 1 natin is y, which is the unknown. So, all you need to do is to find for our y. So, imano-mano natin na process, and then mamaya may i-input natin siya sa calculator. Ito. Then, yung tinatawag natin na shift solve sa calculator. So, for this part, mano-mano muna natin. So, as we all know, 13 squared is equivalent to 169. So, paki-calculator lang if tama ba ako. Next one is 8 minus 3 is 5. Diba? Then, squared. So, lagay muna natin 5 squared plus 7 minus y squared. Ayan. So, i-simplify natin ulit. 169 is equivalent to 25. Then, this part, gagawin natin siyang FOIL method. Diba? So, lagay natin dito 7 minus y multiplied by another 7 minus y kasi squared siya. So, FOIL method, ano nga yun? FOIL. So, first, multiply natin dito. O is for outer, multiply natin dito. I is for inner. Ayan. Then, L is for our last. So, 7 multiplied by 7. Lagyan na lang natin dito plus, open parenthesis, 7 multiplied by 7 is 49. Then, outer, 7 multiplied by negative y is negative 7y. Diba? The next one is inner. Negative y multiplied by 7 is another negative 7y. Then, negative y multiplied by negative y is negative, or magiging positive na, no? Negative times negative is positive. Positive y squared. Ayan. So, next thing that we need to do is to combine like terms. So, gawin natin 0 is equivalent to, lipat natin sa kabila. Magiging negative 169 plus 25 plus 49. Ito, negative 7y. Copy lang muna natin. Minus 7y plus y squared. So, use your calculator. Wait lang. Okay, so negative 169 plus 25, then plus 49, the result is negative, lagyan natin sa last part, no? Negative 95. So, wait lang, unahin muna natin yung y squared. So, eto y squared, wala siyang kaparehas. So, i-copy lang natin siya y squared. The next one is yung y, negative 7y minus negative 7y. So, same sila negative and negative. So, ma-add up lang siya. Magiging negative 14y. So, this one, pakigamit ng calculator, negative 169 plus 25 plus 49 is equivalent to negative 95. So, eto, no? So, hinahanap po natin si y. Ibig sabihin ng y squared is dalawa yung value ng ating y. So, paano po siya kunin is i-factoring natin class. So, mag-iisip tayo ng dalawang numbers na pag i-multiply natin is magiging negative 95. So, pinakamaganda dyan, class, is si positive 5 and si negative 19. Okay, so because 5 multiplied by 19 is, or 5 multiplied by negative 19 is 95, then ipag i-add mo siya, negative 19 plus 5 is magiging negative 14. So, these are our roots, no? So, therefore, the value of our y is equivalent to negative 5 and y is equivalent to, transfer mo lang sa kabila, 19. Okay, so pwedeng ito yung answer, pwede ding ito yung answer. We have two answers for this one. Okay, so pakita lang natin, class, kung paano na i-calculate, no? Ito, i-calculator lang natin siya kaagad, kumbaga. So, stop share, input lang natin sa calculator. So, I hope that you could see my calculator, no? So, lagay lang natin, input lang natin yung kanina. We have 13 squared alpha, then kaart, and equals. Then 8 minus 3 squared plus, open parenthesis, 7 minus y. So, ibig sabihin, pag y, class, gawin mo lang x. Para sa shift solve kasi, class, is naka-based sa x. So, palitan mo lang ng x. Then, gawin natin is shift, then calc or solve, ayan, then equals. So, bibigyan tayo ng answer na 19, which is ang answer natin kanina. Sir, kanina we have two answers, which is 19 and negative 5. Paano po kunin si negative 5? So, pag kukunin natin yung negative natin na roots, class, i-shift solve mo lang siya. So, eto, magtatanong si calculator, solve for x. Ano ba dapat yung ating value? Nasa baba ba o nasa taas? So, for example, gawin natin negative 10 or mag-assume tayo na nasa baba, which is negative. Ayan, ang ibibigay sa atin is yung negative na roots. So, yan yung ibig sabihin yan, class. So, shift solve, ibig sabihin is we will be helping our calculator. So, i-input natin yung nasa bababa or nasa itaas. So, yan yung solve for x. So, solve for x, for example, 10 yung ibibigay ko. So, ang ibibigay sa atin is yung positive na roots, which is yung pinakamalapit. No? So, sometimes kasi we need to help our calculator, kumbaga. So, 19 and negative 5. So, what if, sir, yung nasa part tayo ng, eto, share screen ko ulit. What if nandito tayo na part? Paano pagkuha kay roots? Ayan, dito. Wait lang. Ayan, dito na part. So, again, sa calculator natin, meron din tayong function to find the roots of a specific na equation. So, ang gagawin lang natin is squared kasi siya. So, hahanapin lang natin sa calculator. So, share screen natin ulit. So, ang gagawin lang natin is shift mode. Mode lang pala. Mode, then, yan ha, pinutin mo lang si mode, then 5, which is our equation, then hahanapin natin yung my squared, which is ang ax squared plus bx plus c. So, that is 3. And then, input lang natin kanina, y squared natin kanina. So, I hope that you could see, or pakibalikan lang o paki-replay lang yun kanina, o pakisulat sa papel. Ang y squared natin is 1. Then, ang y natin is negative 14. Di ba? And then, yung ating c is negative 95. So, in that manner, ibibigay po sa atin, ayan, x sub 1 is 19 and our x sub 2 is 5. Okay, so let us proceed with our next problem. Ayan, so erase natin yan lahat. Then, ito yung ating solution na nakatype. Okay, so let's proceed with our third problem. Find the coordinates of a point equidistant from the points 1, negative 6, 5, and negative 6, and 6, and negative 1. So, hahanapin po daw natin siya. So, ibig sabihin ng equidistant is yung point na yon na hinahanap natin na coordinate is same lang siya ng distances sa mga points na nandito. So, gagawin po natin is distance formula. Then, i-compare natin, di ba? As we all know, if equidistant, therefore, if we have our point 1, point 2, and point 3, so lagyan natin ng pangalan. This is our point 1, this is our point 2, and this is our point 3. Kumbaga. So, equidistant, ibig sabihin from this point, papunta dito, that's our distance 1, must be equivalent to our distance 2. Ayan. So, ilagay natin sa ating distance formula. Diba? Sulat natin yung formula natin. That is the square root of, tawag dyan, x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So, we just need to be consistent, kumbaga. Diba? Okay? So, sa distance 1 tayo, eto. Dito tayo mag-focus. So, that is the square root of, lagay natin, this is our point 1, so 1. Minus, hindi pa natin alam yung point na to, so x. Diba? Squared. Plus, lagay natin, y sub 2, which is this one, negative 6. Lagay lang natin. Minus y, hindi pa natin alam, squared. Ayan. This is our distance 1. Wait lang. Ayan, distance 1. It is equivalent to, eto sa kabila, square root tayo ulit, distance 2. So, 5 minus x, hindi pa natin alam, no? Then, plus, negative 6 pa din ulit, then, minus y squared. Ayan. Okay. So, next thing is we need to simplify. May square root tayo sa kabila, may square root. So, pag may the same tayo na square root sa both side, pwede natin siya i-cancel out or pwede natin siyang tanggalin. So, what will happen is mawawala siya. 1 over x squared plus negative 6 minus y squared is equivalent to 5 minus x squared. Wait lang. Ayan. Plus negative 6 minus y squared. So, nawala lang siya, no? Cancel out lang natin. So, next thing is, simplify lang po natin. Ito is ilagay natin sa kabila. Again, pag the same sila, pwede ma-cancel out. So, as you can see, ito, pwede ma-cancel out, and ito din pwede. Because they are just the same, no? For example, lagyan natin example, x or 2x minus y is equivalent to 4x minus y pa rin ulit or plus y. So, pwede siyang ma-cancel out. What is the explanation for that? Kasi pag ililipat mo to the other side, magiging 4x plus y minus y, then 2x, no? So, y minus y ma-cancel out. So, that's the explanation for that one. Okay? So, pag ganyan, pag the same pag same sila ng sign and same sila ng value, you can just cancel it out kaagad. So, therefore, ang remaining po natin dito is 1 minus x squared is equivalent to 5 minus x squared. So, again, same sila may squared. So, pwede nating tanggalin. Diba? So, pwede din mas maganda if i-ano na lang natin siya. Kumbaga. Pag tatanggalin kasi natin class is maka-cancel out si x. So, wag natin siyang tanggalin, i-expand natin siya. Again, pwede siyang tanggalin but we will not use that one because if tatanggalin natin to, so negative x, maka-cancel out. So, wala tayong makukuha, kumbaga, na result. So, ang gagawin natin is to expand using our FOIL method, di ba? So, that is 1 minus x multiplied by 1 minus x. Sa kabila is 5 minus x multiplied by 5 minus x. So, therefore, that is 1 multiplied by 1 outer. First pala, O is outer, 1 multiplied by negative x is negative x. Inner is 1, or negative x multiplied by 1, so negative x. Then L is for last. Negative x multiplied by negative x is positive x squared. Sa kabila, first, 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. Then outer, 5 multiplied by negative x is negative 5x. And then inner, negative x multiplied by 5 is negative 5x. Then out, last, kumbaga L, is negative or magiging positive x squared. So simplify lang natin, pwede mo na din gamitin yung calculator mo. So this one, pag the same, pwede ma-cancel out, di ba? So cancel out natin siya. So eto is magiging 1. Negative x minus x is negative 2x. Is equivalent to 25. Negative 5x magiging negative 10x. So, i-combine like terms natin. Ito, ilagay natin sa kabila. Ito sa kabila. So, magiging negative 2x. Ito, transfer natin ang negative, magiging positive 10x. Sa kabila, 25. Transfer natin si 1, magiging minus 1. Okay. So, this one is magiging negative 2 plus 10. Use your calculator, di ba? That is 8x. Sa kabila is 25 minus 1. That is 24. So, therefore, i-divide natin silang dalawa ng 8. Divided by 8, divided by 8. X is equivalent to 3. Ayan. So, tapos na tayo sa first part class, which is, meron na tayong x. Alam na natin that this one is 3. So, next one is, we will be using this 3 na value in determining our y-axis or our y-coordinate, kumbaga. So, erase ko lang muna. Ayan, erase. At least alam na natin x is equivalent to 3. So, ang gagawin natin for that one class is to substitute our 3 with our original formula kanina, no? O yung isang formula na magagamit natin, which is dito na part sa kabila. That is distance 2 is equivalent to distance 3, which is equivalent to our formula, x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Then, square root. Ayan. Ba yan? Pangitingnan. Ayan. Okay? So, wait. So, gawin lang natin is substitute same kanina. That is the square root of our x sub 2. Ito yung ituring natin, no? Yung dalawang points. Then, ito. Ito siya yung x tsaka y. So, magiging 5 minus x sub 1, which is our x, squared, plus y sub 2 natin is negative 6, minus y sub 1 natin, which is this one, y squared, is equivalent to, lagyan natin ng square root. Sa kabila, eto na point, that is our 6, yung ating y sub 2, kumbaga, or x sub 2, I mean, minus x squared, ayan, plus 1, or negative 1, kasi negative 1 to, minus y squared. Ayan. So, same ng process kanina, but again, we will be substituting the value which is 3. Kasi alam naman natin, no, na ang value ng ating x is 3. So, wait lang. Kunin muna natin yung square root, di ba? Same sila may square root sa kabila. So we can cancel that one out. Magiging x or 5 minus x squared. Ayan. Plus negative 6 minus y squared is equivalent to 6 minus x squared plus negative 1 negative y squared. So, substitute lang natin sa lahat ng merong x. 5 minus 3 squared plus negative 6. Ayan. Again natin. Minus y squared is equivalent to 6. Eto, may mali lang tayo pagkasulat, no? So, correction lang natin. Dapat nasa labas yung squared. Ayan. So, minus 3 squared plus negative 1 minus y squared. So, expand lang natin, class. Pagtsagaan lang natin siya. So, 5 minus 3, that is equivalent to 2 squared. Diba? Then, eto, i-FOIL method natin kumbaga plus dalawang negative 6 minus y multiplied by negative 6 minus y is equivalent to eto sa kabila. 6 minus 3 is 3 squared plus eto, FOIL method natin. Negative 1 minus y multiplied by negative 1 minus y. So take note, class, pwede na natin gamitin yung ating tinatawag na shift solve if makikita mo sa ating equation na one equation na lang siya and one unknown. Ibig sabihin, isa na lang po yung hindi natin alam, which is this one. Diba? So, in this equation, pwede na natin to i-input. Equation number 1, eto. Then shift solve. Kasi isa na naman din yung ating unknown, which is our y. Okay? So, for that one, gawin po natin is mamaya na, no? Mamaya natin siya i-calculator. We will first be using our tinatawag natin na mano-mano, kumbaga. So, 2 squared is 4. Then, eto, FOIL method tayo. First, negative 6 multiplied by negative 6 is positive 36. First, outer natin is negative 6 multiplied by negative y is positive 6y. Inner is negative y multiplied by negative 6 is positive 6y. Ulit, negative y multiplied by negative y is positive y. Or positive y squared. Sa kabila, 3 squared is equivalent to 9. Then, FOIL method tayo ulit. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 first. So, that is positive 1. Outer, negative 1 multiplied by negative y is negative y. Inner is negative y multiplied by negative 1 is negative y. Then last one is negative y multiplied by negative y is positive y squared. So next thing, again, pagtsagaan lang natin, class. Simplify natin ulit. So 4 plus 36 is 40. Combine like terms, magiging 6y plus 6y. Yan. That is 12y. Then plus y squared natin. Ayan. Sa kabila, 9 plus 1 is 10. Negative y minus y, magiging positive or bakit magiging positive, no? Pero magiging negative 2y. No? Parang negative 1 minus 1. Then plus y squared. So next thing is combine like terms lang natin, kumbaga. Or lagay natin y squared, same naman silang dalawa, so maka-cancel out. Then eto, transfer natin to the other side. Eto is to the other side then. So magiging 12y. Ito transfer sa kabila, magiging positive 2y is equivalent to 10 minus 30. Okay? So therefore, ito magiging 12y plus 2 is equivalent to Wait lang. Tingnan natin. Verify natin siya. Baka may mali tayo. Magiging 14. Ayan. Wait lang. Lumabas. So, 12y. Ito transfer to the other side. Magiging positive 2y. So, magiging... wait lang ha. May konting ano tayo dito. Konting aberya lang. Tingnan natin. 3 squared is 9. Then, again, this is negative y. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 is 1. Okay. Eto. May konting mali tayo. Konting mali. So, eto. First, negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 is positive 1. Eto, negative y. Outer tayo. Negative 1 multiplied by negative y is positive. Ayan. So, konting mali o konting error. Then, eto, negative y. Inner tayo multiplied by negative 1 is not negative y, but rather than positive y. So, tinay ko lang no if nakikinig kayo. Palusot. So, positive y plus positive y magiging positive 2y. So, therefore, dito, pag transfer natin to the other side, magiging minus or negative. So, 12y minus 2y is 10y. Then, dito sa kabila, we have 40. Diba? We have 40. Bakit naging 30 dito? That is negative 40. So, therefore, negative 30. So, our final answer, y po natin is equivalent to, i-divide mo lang sa kabila and dito ng 10. The answer is negative 3. So, therefore, class, we can conclude that the coordinate para equidistant sa tatlong points natin is x must be equivalent to 3 and y must be equivalent to negative 3. So, eto is 3 and negative 3. That is our final answer. Ayan, x and y. Okay? So, wait lang. Let us proceed with our, ayan, that is our answer now. Let's proceed with our next problem. Ayan, so proceed tayo sa ating next problem. If the angle from the line 2x plus 5y minus 17 is equivalent to 0 to the line 3x minus by minus 8 is equivalent to 0 is 45 degrees, determine the value of b. So therefore, we have two equations. Take note. Excuse, ayan. Pero yung sa ating second equation, unknown yung ating b. So hahanapin natin, wait lang. Hahanapin natin yung value ng ating b. Ang binigay lang sa atin is our angle, which is 45 degrees. Okay? So, determine the value of b daw, kumbaga. So, ang gagawin po natin dito, class, is to use our formula sa ating slope. Diba? So, for example, lagay lang po natin dito, our line 1 is 2x plus 5y minus 17 is equivalent to 0. Diba? That is our slope. No? So, slope form natin siya para makuha natin yung ating y. Diba? Transfer natin lahat to the other side. Wait lang. Move lang po muna natin. Escape. Keep. Wait lang. Nag-move siya, no? Na-exit siya. So, share screen natin ulit. Then, full screen. Ayan. Okay? So, gawin natin siyang slope-intercept form para makuha natin yung kanyang slope or m. So, gawin natin, class, is to transfer lahat to the other side. Magiging 5y is equivalent to negative 2x. Then, eto magiging positive 17. Then, divide natin lahat ng 5. Magiging y is equivalent to negative 2 over 5 x plus 17 over 5. So as we all know, pag naka-slope intercept form tayo, that is y is equivalent to mx plus c. Diba? So ang m natin dito is equivalent to, tama ba? Y is equivalent to mx plus c. Balikan natin. Kanina. Saan ba yan? Ito. Okay. mx plus b pala. B na small letter, no? So that is y is equivalent to mx plus b. So lagyan natin dito. Therefore, yung slope natin sa first equation is equivalent to negative 2 over 5. Kasi ito yung m natin, kumbaga. So how about for our second equation, we have 3x, ayan, minus by minus 8 is equivalent to 0. So, lagay natin dito, i-intercept form natin siya or slope form. Transfer natin to the other side, negative by is equivalent to negative 3x, ayan, plus 8. So, i-divide natin lahat ng negative b, magiging y is equivalent to negative and negative magiging positive. Diba? Magiging 3x over b. Then plus 8. Magiging negative na siya kasi negative yung ating dinivide. So, negative 8 over b. Okay, so our slope for our second equation is equivalent to 3 over b. Okay. So take note, sabi dito, the relationship between their slope or between our lines is 45 degrees. So isulat natin yung formula. Tangent theta or phi, same lang yan, is equivalent to our m2. Ayan, m2 to. Minus m1 divided by 1 plus m2 multiplied by m1. Okay, so substitute lang natin lahat. Tangent of 45 degrees is equivalent to, m2 natin is 3 over b, minus m1 natin is another negative 2 over 5, then divided by 1 plus m2 natin is 3 over b multiplied by negative 2 over 5. Ayan. So again, pwede natin siyang imano-mano, pwede na din natin siyang gamitan ng shift solve, no, para hindi na tayo magmano-mano kasi isa na naman din yung ating unknown dito. So imano-mano na lang natin, class. Dito, if you will be using your calculator, stop share ko muna. What is the value of tangent 45? So that is tangent, mode 1 muna natin. Tangent of 45 is 1. Diba? So, kanina, gawin lang natin si tangent 45 ng 1. Okay? So, share screen natin ulit. Dito na part. Ayan. Okay. So, tangent 45, lagay natin dito na part 1. Taas muna natin yung secret. 1 is equivalent to 3b. Ayan, no? Minus, so dalawang minus, so pwede natin siyang gawing plus. So negative times negative is positive, 2 over 5. Divided by, sa baba, 1 plus 3 over b, ayan, multiplied by negative 2 over 5. So that is m2, or m1 minus, that is m2 multiplied by m1, pwede din siyang m1 multiplied by m2. So pwede lang yan siya na baliktad, no? We have a property na okay lang siya. So, 3b, i-operate na lang natin siya kaagad. So, this is multiplication, magiging negative siya. Diba? So, wait lang. Okay natin. Okay. So, magiging 1, eto siya. Then, m2 natin Magiging negative 3 multiplied by negative 2, that is equivalent to 6. Then, b multiplied by 5, that is equivalent to 5b. So, parang kinombine lang natin sa class. Okay? So, gagawin natin next. Ayan. Lagay lang natin 1 minus 6 over 5b. So, i-cross multiplication lang natin. Pwede itong 1 over 1. So, multiply natin to, multiply natin to. So, parang malilipat lang siya to the other side. So, magiging 1 minus 6 over 5b is equivalent to 3 over b plus 2 over 5. So, next thing is, i-simplify lang natin siya hanggang makuha natin. So, eto, i-combine lang natin to, no? I-as 1 lang natin siya. Ibig sabihin yan, parang i-cross multiply natin ulit. Magiging divided by 5b siya. Then, 1 multiplied by 5b is 5b. Diba? Then, negative 6 is magiging negative 6 pa din siya. So, 5b minus 6. Dito sa kabila, i-combine lang po din natin. 5b din siya. So, b times 5 is 5b. So, 3 times 5 is 15. No, parang cross multiplication. Then, b times 2 is 2b. So, as you can see, same sila na 5b sa baba. So, pwede mo siyang i-cancel out. So, ang remaining natin is 5b minus 6 is equivalent to 15 plus 2b. So, malapit natin makuha si b. Last thing is, i-transfer natin to the other side. That is 5b minus 2b. Kasi positive siya dito. Sa kabila is 15 plus 6. So, therefore, magiging, lagay natin, ipagkasya na lang natin class, that is 3b. That is 5b minus 2b. Then 15 plus 6 is equivalent to 21. So last thing that we need to do is 21 divided by 3. Makukuha po natin b is equivalent to 7. Ayan. So pinagkasya. Ang answer natin is 7. So the value of this b must be 7 para ang angle natin is 45 degrees. Okay, so we're done with that part. Diba? So, ito yung answer natin, 7. Okay, so let's proceed. No? This is the application ng ating nalaman kanina. This is the application, parang ginawa nating algebra yung ating analytic geometry. Okay, so wait lang. Ayan. So, example number 5. The adult one-day pass price for a cinema, f of x, no, is given by 2.7 x plus 338.64, where x is the number of the year since 1996. Use this equation to predict the ticket price for the year 2010. So, explain natin ano yung ibig sabihin niya. So, yung ating ticket daw na price for the cinema is my equation. No? That is 2.7x plus 38.64. So, in every year daw, pagkatapos ng 1996, nag-i-increase yung ating price. So, after how many years daw, which is 2010, ano na yung price ng ating ticket sa cinema? Okay, so let us proceed, no? So, here we have f of x is equivalent to 2.7x plus 38.64. So, ang hahanapin po natin is, ilang years, kumbaga, from 2010, from 1996, papuntang 2010. So, therefore, x is equivalent to 2010 papuntang or from 1996. So, use your calculator. X natin class is equivalent to 14. So, 14 years later, kumbaga. So, yung 14 years, ang gagawin lang po natin is to substitute, no? F of 14, which is our x, is equivalent to 2.7 multiplied by 14 minus 90. Oy, sorry. It's not 1996. That is plus 38.64. Ayan. So, just use your calculator. Ayan, pakita natin kung paano pakilista sa papel. Then, tingnan natin pag i-calculator na siya. Share screen. I hope that you can see my calculator. That is 2.7 multiplied by 14. Then, plus 38.64. So, that is equivalent to 76.44. So, after 14 years, yung cinema na ticket, yung price niya is magiging 76.44 pesos. Wala naman, hindi naman din binigay dito kung pesos ba siya. So, PHP, kumbaga. Pesos. Okay? So, kung walang unit, okay lang yan na wala. Okay, so proceed tayo with our next problem. Again, application to ng analytic geometry sa parang ginawa nating algebra or because this is a line, kumbaga. Okay, so next problem. In 2006, the median price of an existing home in the United States, sa amin, was approximately 22 million. In 2001, ayan, the median price of the existing home was 150,900. So, ang sinabi ko na million, no? Again, that is wrong. That is 222,000 na sobraan. So, dito sa kabila, we have 150,900. So, let Y be the median price of the existing home in the year X, where X is 0, representing 2001. So, write a linear equation that models of median existing home price in terms of the year X. So, explain natin lahat ng medyo mataas yung sinabi niya, ano yung explanation and ano yung hinahanap. So, sa 2006 class, yung price ng ating existing home, no? Yung pagbibili ka ng bahay, tsaka, for example, house and lot is 222,000 daw. Way back in 2001, yung price lang niya is 15,900. So, parang gagawa tayo ng equation which is representing yung increase ng price natin from 15,900 naging 222,000. Okay, so paano po yan gawin? Kumbaga. So, ang gagawin po natin is, let us assume na Y be the median price. So, that is the middle price. That is equivalent to Y. Ang gagawin mo is Y minus yung ating initial price, which is 150,900. Ayan. Divided by our X. Diba? Because our X, this is our first or median price then. Or median natin na year. So, median price, Y minus 150,900 divided by median year, which is X. The next one is yung sa kabila. Diba? Again, middle to, ilagay natin yung ating end. Diba? End year, which is 222,000 minus our initial. So that is minus 150,900. Divided by, so baba, no? Pila man na siya ka years. So that is from 2006, ayan, minus 2001. Okay, so simplify lang natin. Ito, Y minus 150,900 divided by X pa din siya. Sa kabila, use your calculator. So just correct me if I'm wrong, no? So that is 71,100 divided by 5. Ayan. So, cross multiplication lang natin para makagawa tayo ng equation. Magiging 5 multiplied by y minus 150,900 is equivalent to, eto, magiging 71,100x. So, i-distribute lang natin, magiging 5y minus, eto is, we'll use our calculator, no? Wait lang. Keep. Okay, so wait, share screen natin ulit. Okay, sabayan na lang ako, class. Eto, meron kayong calculator dyan. Let us just use your calculator. Stop share. Share screen natin yung calculator natin. 5 multiplied by 150,900. So that is 754,500. So ilagay lang natin doon. Ayan, balik tayo sa ating PowerPoint presentation. We have, nakalimutan ko, 74,000. 754,500. So that is 754,500. So that is 754,500 is equivalent to 71,100x. So, lagay lang natin to the other side, magiging 5y plus, naka-represent pala yung y, no? So, we need to transfer everything to the right side. So, 5y, eto is 71,100x. Then, eto, transfer natin to the other side, plus 754,500. So, again, i-divide lang natin lahat ng 5. So, y is equivalent to, eto, 71,000, i-divide natin sa 5. That is equivalent to 14. Pakigamit ng calculator, but I think that is 14220. Then, x plus, eto sa kabila, we have 754,500. So, parang binalik lang natin sa dati, no? Divided by 5, magiging 150,900. So, that is our answer. Say, we are just finding the equation of our y, or the increase of price of our existing home in the US. So, that is our answer. Okay, so let's proceed with our next problem. So, ito yung answer natin kanina, no? So, didiretso lang niya. Okay, so here we have the problem. The line kx plus 3 minus k multiplied by y is equivalent to 3 multiplied by 1 plus k passes through a fixed point P for any value of k. Find the coordinates of P. So, hahanapin po daw natin yung coordinate ng P natin. Given yung line natin which is this one, ito, lagyan natin. Ayan. Line natin which is this one passes to a fixed point P. Dapat daw mag-pass siya sa point P. Okay, so lagay po natin dito. Kx plus 3 minus k y is equivalent to 3, 1 plus k. So, gawin natin, class, is i-simplify muna natin siya. Parang combine like terms, kumbaga. So, this one magiging kx. Ito, substitute lang natin sa loob or distribute. 3 times y is 3y. Dito is negative k times y is negative ky. Ayan. Then, sa kabila, eto, distribute lang din natin. 3 plus 3k. So again is combine like terms. Kx, then eto, yung merong mga k is itabi lang natin, minus ky. Then eto, transfer to the other side, minus 3k. Ayan. Then eto, transfer din natin, plus 3y. Eto is minus 3. Is equivalent to 0. So next thing is, i-factor out natin yung k. So may k, tsaka k. I-factor out lang natin siya, kumbaga. So erase, erase, erase. So k, then x minus y minus 3. Then plus 3y minus 3 is equivalent to 0. So since this line passes through a fixed point P, which is yung point P, no? Yung hinahanap natin, kumbaga, then P must be the point of intersection of the lines. Diba? Again, we have first line and second line. Dapat, for this line, kumbaga, kana combination, dapat intersection niya si point P. So that is our clue, kumbaga. So ang gagawin natin, class, is parang magiging dalawang equation siya. So our first equation is eto, yung nasa loob, yung walang k. X minus y minus 3. Diba? Then, mamaya yung isa. Okay? So, yung ating second equation is eto, no, which is 3y minus 3 is equivalent to 0. Ayan. So, parang ganyan siya. Nakaseparate yung may k. Eto, nakaseparate yung walang k. So, ang gagawin natin dito, class, is to add or add up. I-plus natin. X plus walang x dito, so x. Then, next one is eto is negative y. Diba? Sorry. That is not plus, but minus. Ayan. So, x minus wala. So, x, again, pardon, no? Negative y minus negative 3y is negative 4y. Then, because we need to combine, kumbaga. So, negative 3 minus negative 3, so magiging positive, parang mawawala siya, no? So, magiging plus 0. Okay. So, it's equivalent to 0. Okay, so therefore, meron tayong equation dito, x minus 4y. Or, ilipat natin siya sa kabila, x is equivalent to positive 4y. So with that information, isa-substitute natin siya sa ating first equation. Again, this is our first equation, this is our second equation. So makukuha natin yung value niya, kumbaga. Okay? So our first equation is x minus y minus 3 is equivalent to 0. No, let x is equivalent to 4y. So ilagay natin dito. So magiging 4y, substitute natin, minus y minus 3 is equivalent to 0. Ayan. So therefore, 4y minus y is 3y. Then eto, lipat natin to the other side, 3. So, divided by natin lahat ng 3, y is equivalent to 1. Okay, so may value na tayo ng y, which is 1. Ang problema na lang natin, what is the value of our x? So, lagyan natin, x minus y minus 3 is equivalent to 0. Let y is equivalent to 1. Substitute lang natin, x minus 1 minus 3 is equivalent to 0. Therefore, x negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4, pero i-transfer natin to the other side, magiging positive 4. So therefore, x is 4, y is 1. Yung coordinate natin, which is point P, must be 4 and 1. Ayan. So that is our answer, kumbaga. Okay, so let's proceed with our next problem. Ayan, 4-1 siya. So, ayan, next problem tayo. Medyo mahaba, no? Pero yung solution nito is medyo mabilis lang o madali lang siya. So, it is given that the annual fee for a licensed engineering design software can be estimated by a linear function which is f of x is equivalent to 241.6x plus 2452.32, where x is the number of years after 2002 and f of x is the total cost. Find the slope of this equation. So yung nahanap lang po natin, class, is yung slope. So take note, f of x is just equivalent to our y, kumbaga. So therefore, if pag slope tayo na method or slope tayo na equation, that is y is equivalent to mx plus b. So tingnan natin dito, f of x is equivalent to 241.6x plus 2,452.32. Sakto, no? Naka y is equivalent to mx plus b na siya na equation. Therefore, yung katabi ni x, that will be our slope, 241.6. This is our slope. Okay. Parang spoil yung na sulat ko. Slope. Ayan. That is our answer. Okay, so let's proceed with our 9th example. So I think this is just the same, no, na mali ko lang ng gawa. So let's proceed with our 10th example. So determine the coordinates of the point, ayan, which is 3/5 of the way from point 2 and -5 to the point -3 and 5. So ito yung topic natin kanina. So let us go back, no, sa ating formulas. Ito, si division of line segment. Ito yung formula na gagamitin natin. So pakisulat because we will be using that one mamaya. Okay? So 5.10. Ito. So we have a drawing. For example, na-draw mo na siya. But again, pwede mo naman din siyang hindi i-drawing if kabisado mo na kung paano siya gawin. Okay? So wait lang. Ayan. So for example, na-draw mo na siya. Sabi dito is from point, explain lang muna natin, class. This is our point 1, which is 2 and -5. Ayan siya. And this is our point 2, which is -3 and 5. Sabi niya, from 2, -5, papuntang -3, 5, yung point na hinahanap daw natin is 3/5. So, 3/5 yung ating R1. So, ito yung first distance natin, class. Ito yung second distance. So, obviously, sir, saan galing yung 2/5? So, again, class, obviously, pag ito is 3/5, dapat yung combination ng dalawa is 1. Diba? So, 3/5, therefore, this is 1 is 2/5. Okay, so proceed tayo sa ating formula kanina. In finding our coordinates, first one is x. X coordinate, no? Is x. So, that formula po natin is x sub 1 multiplied by R2. So, sabi ko kanina, no, magkabilaan. Plus x sub 2 multiplied by R2 or R1. Ayan, baliktad siya. Divided by R2 plus R1. Ayan. Uy. R1. So, substitute lang natin, class. X sub 1 for this one. Again, ito yung 1 natin. So, this is our x sub 1 and y sub 1. This one is x sub 2, then y sub 2. Okay? So, x sub 1 natin, class, is 2. Lagyan natin 2. Multiplied by R2, which is 2/5. Plus x sub 2 natin, class, is -3. Multiplied by R1 is 3/5. So, again, you can use directly yung calculator natin. So, makita natin mamaya. So, R2 natin is 3/baliktad. R2 natin, same naman din, no? Sige lang, para consistent. 2/5 plus R sub 1 natin, which is 3/5. Okay, so pakisulat. Or tingnan natin your user calculator, no, para masanay tayo in calculating because minsan Minsan kasi nasasanay tayo na hindi nagka-calculator, no, nakikinig lang. So, pag sa actual, parang nalilimutan natin on how to use your calculator. Sige. So, lagay natin dito kanina, that is 2 multiplied by 2 over 5. And close parenthesis. Then plus negative 3 multiplied by 3 over 5. Ayan. Then sa baba, that is 2 over 5 plus 3 over 5. Okay. Ayan. Ang answer natin is negative 1. So, stop share natin ulit. Then, share screen, full screen. So, the answer for this one is x is equivalent to negative 1. So, may answer na tayo sa ating x. Next one is our y. So, continue lang natin. First one is the formula. Parang ganito, pero change lang natin y sub 1 R2. Ayan. Plus y sub 2 R1 divided by, same lang kanina, ayan, divided by R2 plus R1. Okay. So, substitute lang natin. Y1 natin is negative 5 multiplied by 2 over 5, R2 natin, sorry. Plus Y2 natin is positive 5. Then multiplied by R1, which is 3 over 5. Then sa baba, same lang din. 2 over 5 plus 3 over 5. Okay, so last thing that we need to do is to use your calculator. So stop share, share screen, i-type natin lahat. Para mas maganda, ito naman din yung nag-change, di ba? Nagbago ka na. So, eto, change na natin into negative 5. Eto is i-change natin into positive 5. So, the answer is equivalent to positive 1. Okay, so, share screen natin ulit. And let us type. This is positive 1. So, therefore, yung coordinate na hinahanap natin, which is point P, wait lang. Point P natin is equivalent to negative 1 si x and positive 1 si y. And that is our final answer. Okay, so let us proceed with our last example for this part of our analytic geometry. So last example na tayo for our part 1. So in the Cartesian coordinates, the vertices of a triangle are defined by the following. So meron daw tayong triangle na ang coordinates is negative 2, 0, 4, 0, and 3, 3. So, if you will graph that one, pwede naman ding hindi mo siya i-graph if you know the formula already. Pero dito, i-graph muna natin para mas maganda tingnan. So, we have point 1, which is negative 2, 0. Point 2 is positive 4, 0. And point 3 is 3 and 3. Sir, what if nakalimutan ko yung formula? So, don't worry. Diba? Ang gagawin mo lang, area of the triangle is 1/2. Then, ilagay mo lang yung coordinates natin. So, x sub 1, then y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2, x sub 3, then y sub 3. Then, eto, copy mo ulit, x sub 1, y sub 1. Okay, again. So, eto is i-cross multiply na natin pababa. Ayan. Then, cross multiply pataas. Ayan. So, the formula is area is equivalent to 1/2, open parenthesis, di ba? That is equivalent to, multiply lang natin to, no? But again, para mas madali tayo, ilagay na lang natin kaagad. So, si x sub 1 natin is negative 2, para hindi tayo paulit-ulit, 0. Then, 4, tapos 0. That's our x sub 2 and y sub 2. X sub 3 natin is 3. Then 3. So, isulat natin ulit si x sub 1, negative 2, and 0. Ayan. Okay. So, A is equivalent to 1/2. Then, multiplied by, eto muna. Ayan. So, that is -2 times, no? Hindi yan x ha, times yan para mas madali tayo. 0. Then, eto, plus 4 times 3 plus eto 3 times 0. Okay. So, we're done with our first part. Lagyan natin ng close parenthesis. Ayan siya. Ito yung isang close parenthesis para mas emphasize. Ayan. Minus, ito sa kabila. No? So, we have, tataas siya, 0 times 4. Then, plus, ito, 0 times 3. Then, ito, taas, plus 0. Ay, sorry. That is 3 times -2. Okay, so you can use your calculator. Then, pwede ding mano-mano siya. So, this is 1/2. Cancel out kasi 0 naman din yan siya. Cancel out, cancel out, cancel out. So, eto, ma-emphasize natin, 4 times 3 is 12. Minus, eto, 3 times -2 is -6. Diba? Pero may negative tayo sa labas, so magiging positive siya. Positive 6. Okay? Again, ulitin natin. 3 times -2 is -6. But take note, may minus tayo sa labas. Negative times negative is positive 6. So, importante naka-open and close parenthesis lahat. So, therefore, area is equivalent to 1/2 multiplied by 18. So, therefore, parang half ng 18 lang siya, which is 9. Take note, we are finding the area. Wala naman din siyang units. So, area is square units. Ayan. Okay, so that is our final answer. Okay, so I think class, that's it for our first part of our analytic geometry. So next video is all about conic sections.